Welcome back, YouTubers, to Q&A 158 with us, the British Fist.
Good, Jake.
With me, a slightly bearded and Oasis shirt wearing Mr. Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me, it's NJ.
What's up?
What's up, indeed? It's not something Stone Cold would have said. He would have just said, what? Or what? If you have any questions you want to ask us, please comment down in the comment section below, please. Like I said, this is Q&A 158. The first question. It's from Jersey12361. Oh boy, some TNA questions. How would you fix TNA? I don't really know, if I'm honest with you. I can't really put an answer on that question.
This has been a popular question for us because obviously everyone knows, even TNA fans know that TNA is struggling. So we could say the same thing, advertise, bring in non-WWE wrestlers their own, book better. But the same thing is being said each and every time we get asked, and TNA may start to do it, but then it's not good enough because everything's the same.
And to be honest with you, it's got to a point where I care so little about TNA, I really don't have an answer to your question. If there's any TNA bots out there that try and tell me that TNA is a good product right now, then I'm sorry, but you're just fueling the problem here by saying that this product right now in TNA is fantastic. And, you know, you're just fueling the problem yourself. That's the problem with the TNA bots. Do you think Austin Aries and Kenny King should go into the tag division? Why not? I mean, TNA, as far as I know, don't have really that many tag teams right now apart from the Wolves. So if Austin Aries and Kenny King aren't going to really be doing anything, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put them up against the Wolves, I guess, down the line, maybe.
I can see that TNA are needing to do what they can to improve the tag division, but Austin Aries has always been a favourite of mine in the main event scene when he got the option C. But with him just floating around now, why not?
Jon Snow, what in your opinion is the biggest missed WrestleMania match? Hogan versus Flair at WrestleMania 8, Hogan versus Austin at WrestleMania 18, or Undertaker versus Sting at any WrestleMania? Definitely Hogan versus Austin. Biggest star of the Golden Era, biggest star of the Attitude Era, two of the quite arguably the most drawing superstars apart from maybe The Rock in WWE/WWF history, and they never faced off even though they had the opportunity to. So I would say Hogan versus Austin at 18 was probably the biggest missed opportunity, and that was because neither one of them wanted to do the job, probably.
That would have been a big match, and plus, when you do think of big match, yes, you could have said The Rock as well, but Austin, obviously being the top, overlooked by a little bit, would have been a big match. I slightly, even that being number one, number two would have to be Sting and Undertaker, because right now, people are saying that match needed to happen, it's wanted to happen, it would have been the dark character and all that, and now it's not the right time, so they've missed the opportunity to give us the best match between those two possible.
At least that's a match we would never have seen. Hogan and Flair we saw loads of times in WCW, so that would be a bit pointless now. The Tomb99, do you think Barrett should be face? I've always thought Barrett is better as a heel. This gimmick, I mean, I've kind of stopped watching WWE now, but it seemed like it was getting a little bit over as a baby face at some point, but you know the WWE are going to continue against that and go as a heel, essentially, because it's just, he's British, and they're never really going to make a British baby face ever, are they? Let's face it.
If the WWE listened to fan reaction, yes, he would be a face, because no matter what he says or what he does, the crowd are tuning into him and listening to him. But to be honest, like Mr. Parkin said, Barrett is always better as a heel, and someone I would love to see going forward as a heel.
And there's a reason why in every single American movie, the British guy is always the bad guy and is never the good guy. So Barrett is always going to be a heel, unless it gets to the point where the reaction is so overwhelmingly babyface that they're forced to turn in babyface. Do you think Undertaker should do at least 4 more WrestleManias, getting to 25-1? To be honest, I think at this point, Undertaker should just be done. I really do. Without the streak being there, there's no real aura to his matches anymore, unfortunately.
Seeing Taker at WrestleMania, he's not fighting for the streak, and that was what, since Taker came in, eventually became his spotlighted thing. So if we were to come back and just fight in wrestling matches at Mania now, I don't think the crowd would buy into it or enjoy it as much without the streak being there.
Exactly. When would you have Bryan drop the belt, and who to? I believe this probably would have been done before Payback or whatever the pay-per-view was where they actually stripped him of the belt. I think it was one of the Raws leading into Money in the Bank. You know, if that didn't happen, I would have had him drop the belt to Brock Lesnar and at SummerSlam or something like that. That's what I would have done personally. But to be honest with you, at least the way they've done it, he hasn't dropped it by losing the belt. He's had to surrender the belt forcefully because of injury.
I don't think the WWE should have continued trying to find ways for Bryan to hold on to his championship so he could lose on his first pay-per-view back. That would be unfair to Bryan. So to strip him from it, just so he can come back fighting for it, or whatever they're going to do, it was the safe option either way.
The Brony Assassin 167. How would you build back up Bad News Barrett? I mean, they've already given him the IC belt. The best way you can build him up is give him legitimate feuds against legitimate babyfaces. But is that something I see WWE doing now he's got the IC championship around him? No.
I find they've missed the time when they could have had him as a Paul Heyman guy instead of Cesaro, especially with the thought of Cesaro branching off when Lesnar comes back and all these stories going round. Barrett could have been over as a heel with the help of Paul Heyman, but right now the only way is... I see the face actually not going anywhere because he has to do something quite big to get people to be unhappy with the way he's speaking.
Either you do that or you have him win a King of the Ring or a Money in the Bank or something, and that would go some way to building him up. But it would all really depend on how much WWE are willing to put into Wade Barrett, really, at the end of the day. What bands do you like? Well, for me, obviously, Oasis. I'm wearing a T-shirt. Green Day, Metallica, they're three of my standout bands. Megadeth is number one. I'm a big heavy metal fan and a punk rock fan.
Dishwater, Evanescence, Metallica, they're my main three.
I didn't know there was a band called Dishwasher. Sorry, NJ. It had to be said. Pizza or chicken or neither? Pizza.
Pizza.
Definitely pizza. Fuck chicken. Although Chicken Palace is nice, isn't it? Yeah, fuck yeah. I haven't had a Chicken Palace in ages. That's probably why I'm losing weight. Adam Kahela. Will the Ascension be brought up in the next couple of months since they haven't had any competition for months? Yeah, I mean, I don't see what other direction they could go with the Ascension right now. I take it they need tag teams in the Raw and SmackDown right now. I guess they do. They never seem to really have too many tag teams now. The Rose Brothers have split. So this could be a good time for the Ascension to come in and maybe feud with the Usos for the tag team championships.
Before the last NXT pay-per-view, they were tweeting about after this next stop Raw, so I'm expecting it to happen anytime soon. But who will they go against, especially with the news that the Wyatts are going to go being against the Usos, and you've got Ryback wanting a shot. Who knows? But yes, I think Ascension anytime now will be coming into Raw.
I mean, if nothing else, it would just be something different, something unique, and hopefully something that can make some sort of captivating TV, even if it is only for a couple of months.
The slightly doubtful about this is that that's another heel tag team coming in, with the only Usos as the face.
Yeah, probably. Sean Anthony, what's your opinion on Adam Rose so far on Raw? Hand over to you, I guess. Whoa! Come on, MJ. Let's have some fun.
Even Vince McMahon is unsure about him right now. And plus, he's another character where, from what I've seen on Raw, it's his theme song that's making him so likeable than his in-ring ability.
I don't understand how a character can be so good on NXT and so over with the NXT crowd, yet be not over at all with the audiences on Raw and SmackDown. I don't understand how that happens, but there you go. Jack Johnson. Will Roman Reigns flop when the Shield eventually breaks up? I've never seen a singles match with him that's gone longer than 10 minutes. Couldn't cut a promo to save his life. Yes, I'll admit his promos aren't the best. I will admit that. But at the end of the day, if WWE are willing to give him some kind of push and are willing to give him as much chance as possible, then eventually it could work. But we've seen this happen before with WWE. We've seen Vince McMahon push other guys like this before, and at some point down the line, they just fail, and the WWE machine has failed them.
To be honest, he's over, even though he's over in the Shield. I don't see why that would change when he's on his own. Again, and the whole same believe in Reigns, I think could be a big deal for him when he goes off on his own. And I just don't, the only way that he's going to split is if the WWE put him against a person who could break him.
Yeah, indeed, and about the Shield eventually breaking up. Yeah, they kind of broke up a couple of weeks ago, and sure, Seth Rollins turned on them, and yay, Seth Rollins heel turn for the win for no fucking reason and stupid reasons. There we go. Tim Crace. What about Brock versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania 31 and Sting versus Triple H, John Cena versus Undertaker? John Cena versus Undertaker, no, it's too late for that now. I mean, but I guess if there was one match we could maybe want to see at WrestleMania that, would have Undertaker, in the streak not really mattering too much, Cena versus Undertaker would be the one. Sting versus Triple H, no, don't see the point at all. Brock versus Orton could have some kind of allure to it, but the problem is now Randy Orton is a heel, and he's not going to turn babyface anytime soon because he sucks as a babyface.
Well, let me break this down. I think, like we said earlier, Taker should not really be appearing at Manias now because his streak's not there. Triple H and Sting. I've seen Sting wrestle in TNA. He struggles to lock his own submission move.
And he wears a shirt.
Yeah, and his best weapon is the baseball bat. So if you had a baseball bat versus sledgehammer fight, go ahead, but not a wrestling match, please. Orton, with Brock Lesnar leaving soon, maybe he's going to get another year. I don't think Orton should really be his last match.
No, I really don't either. I think it should be saved for a big match. Maybe even to put a future talent over, such as, I don't know, Roman Reigns or Cesaro or something like that. I don't know. Can you see Nikki winning the Divas Championship? Well, she's got big tits. She has a twin, and we know how much guys love twins. Also, she's married to the top guy in the company, John Cena, so there's always a possibility. I mean, if AJ Lee can get the belt because she was with CM Punk at the time, anything could happen with Nikki Bella, despite talent.
2 words, don't care.
Would you care about Brie Bella winning the belt?
Don't care.
Fair enough, then. Renegade Man 83. I mean, don't care is the word you can use to describe the whole fucking Divas division right now. Renegade Man 83. Do you think Evolution's next feud should be with the Wyatt family? 2 heel factions, unless they turn Wyatt family face, but weren't the Wyatt family working for Triple H? And no, I don't think that would work.
At the moment, you do like the whole 3 and 3 concept to continue, but at the end of the day, the Shield should be there to put people over, but Triple H is the authority figure. I understand why he went after Bryan. I understand maybe the Shield, but after that, it should just more be about Orton and Rollins.
Oh boy, more TNA questions. What do you think of the Menagerie? Do you think Rebel would be the breakout star of the group? Well, sorry, I don't know who Rebel is because I haven't watched TNA and I haven't seen the Menagerie. What do I think of the Menagerie? I don't know because I haven't really seen the Menagerie. I hear it's some kind of like clown rodeo group thing.
I say Rebel looks good, but as for the rest of them, no thank you.
Also, Rebel's a woman then. He's crazy. I only know any of this because I watch Full Killer's reviews and occasionally the Snake Daddy's reviews. So that's the only reason I know. If Eric Young were to be built the same way he won the belt as a heel, would you still take him seriously? Eric Young 2009 heel was awesome. Didn't see Eric Young in 2009 as a heel. If he was awesome, fair enough. But no, I still wouldn't take it seriously. And it's one of the main reasons why TNA just become tiresome and I got fed up with the fucking company. Any thoughts on that, MJ? Just a sniff. That really does sum up TNA. You can hear a sniff go in their arenas. Rumour has it that Prince Devitt and Kenta would head to WWE. Do you think this is a good idea for both of them, and should they sign with TNA? I don't think WWE would do anything with Kenta. I mean, obviously, he's very, very well thought of in Japan, but WWE's history of Japanese wrestlers, it's fucking really good. How many Japanese world champions have we had in WWE?
I find it a real shame because the WWE, I feel in the past they've teased cultural wrestlers coming in and looking like they could go somewhere, not going somewhere. I want the WWE to break the failings they've had in the past and do something right with cultural wrestlers. But do I see it happening? I see NXT going the important way, but as for cultural wrestlers, no.
If they do sign, at least NXT might be good. Well, continue to improve, I should say. As for Prince Devitt, yeah, I'd love to see him in the WWE. I've seen a little bit of him in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He seems to fit the WWE mold. However, I think he would probably be better off signing with TNA. I think they would probably use him a lot better and make him a bigger star than WWE ever would, because WWE never seem to push guys unless they're massively over to the point where they have to, that have been part of other companies. Danny Allmark. Do you think Spike will renew TNA's TV contract? In my point of view, I can't see that happening because of how bad TNA is now. It might be bad, but it's still drawing some of the highest ratings on Spike TV. So I think they kind of have to. I think they kind of have to renew it because it's one of their highest rated shows. Also, they use it to promote Bellator. And if a million people are watching TNA, chances are at least a couple of % will go watch Bellator. So despite how bad it is, You know, the ratings are not very good, but they're still at a point where it's viable for Spike TV to renew the TNA TV contract. So I think it'll happen.
As much as TNA might be one of Spike, if not the biggest thing going on Spike, Spike should notice the ratings are going down. They're not going up, which would be a positive thing to re-sign them. So to be honest, lose TNA, put a new show over TNA. No disrespect to TNA fans, but even Spike has to realise this.
So you'd want to see TNA off Spike and pretty much die because they have no TV deal.
Yeah.
Wow, that shows you how bad TNA has gotten right now. I don't think that should ever be the case for TNA, but there you go. Stuart Allison, do you think the Chicago crowd will attempt to hijack Payback, or is this whole CM Punk phase over? NJ, did it or did it not happen?
Not very well.
Well, that's fine then. That's all I care. Because I think the people that are chanting for CM Punk, who essentially quit WWE, are fucking idiots, in my opinion. It's just my opinion on that one. And that is another Q&A done by us, the British Fist.
Good.
Please keep sending in your questions, as we do enjoy answering your question, whether they're wrestling related, personal related, I guess TNA related, and then you try and avoid TNA questions, but we will answer them if they're on the Q&A, won't we?
We will indeed, and that's been the bottom line from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next week. Goodbye.